Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we'll talk about the death of the pet era. So basically, what is a dummy is essentially a simple game, which is a roleplay game and a racing pets game. Basically, there's a game called Brookhaven. It's beating a dummy with current players. Yeah, there's an image of that, and yeah. Basically, a dummy is reaching his final stages of his life. Says that a dummy is slowly but surely getting some attention of, you guess it, of falling down to hit pit. In around recording it, is if incorrect, a dummy has 228,000 player playing it, while Brookhaven on the other side, it has 400 and more player, which means it had a huge gap of 200 more players. And what's the reason about it? There are tons of reasons. For example, bigger map, but a dummy also have that. And there's gotta be a difference between Brookhaven and a dummy. And that's when I found one. They have no pets. Pets are kind of like a distraction of it. Basically, the game wants to be much more darker, and what to make it much more darker, adding a soft mystery. And basically, surprisingly, a Brookhaven is not the mark of the beginning of it. It's actually picky. So picky is basically a infection of people of the infection that infected host animals to turn into hostiles and turn against you and more. There are some tragic moments in Piggy and much more. Tragic moments like lost a friend and successful moment like successfully solve a puzzle on it. People make tons and tons of theory, especially Creekcraft. But, however though, there's one thing, is that there are tons of combination of what it could. Now it will also add points as that basically you have to solve puzzle, which is basically the main entire game thing, the gameplay, is that you essentially need to solve puzzle and find a map. What the people wanted is actually the game's storyline. And the storyline could talk a bunch. For example, revealing what is the theory is true or not. And yeah, sometimes it's true, sometimes it's a false alarm, and yeah, tons and tons of theory that there could be only one combination as correct. And essentially, that combination could result in people wanted to interest and try to do it together, like Creekcraft and his favors are trying to crack a mystery too. Speaking of Creekcraft is actually also making a game. It's just called Timmy. I don't know what's the true name, but of course, Timmy's game will be unleashed soon. Yeah, soon. And basically, yeah, it's also talk about unsolved mystery. Once you beat the game, and you can do tons of stuff. Yeah. And Brookhaven essentially have that, since that you have to either roleplay as normally, or they have a tons of gap of unsolved mysteries. So you can either just look at the image and more. You can watch the entire thing. Look at there are tons of secret in Brookhaven too, while a dummy just essentially almost like nothing, just like nothing. And yeah, basically a dummy needs to have some little bit of upgrade about. You get a big update of the other stuff, while also a little update on some little bit secrets, so to balance your state again. And essentially, Brookhaven had tons of secret, and the dark side of behind Brookhaven happiness is essentially an old man who is in the game. But essentially, it's not might be actually fully true, like 100% true. Maybe it's just the golden age of the unsolved mystery era. And maybe once Peggy died, the unsolved mystery era might be collapsed to the pit. While there's another sample called, and there is one fallen comrade that is still alive on living spirit. That is Jailbreak. So basically, I play Jailbreak a lot. I know about this stuff, but tons of YouTubers said that because the era has changing, and then collapsed the prison era, and ultimately collapsed it, making it lost tons and tons of people. Well, essentially, the only time that could literally revive it is some sort of a live event or more. And that basically lasted for few more decades. Few more days, and then it's done. Yeah. So basically, what I mean is that maybe this theory might totally not true. For example, golden age of unsolved mystery, maybe, or it's just that Tommy is just literally just running out of ideas, and they are trying to thinking other ideas. If maybe some of the ideas are secrets, adding secret, like maybe agent pets in the game. Comment down below if you wanted them to add agent pets, and it might be very good or maybe bad, but it's still worth a shot at least. But however, though, is still a thing. It's Brookhaven will last long enough to claim it, and Adami usually lasted the last 2 decades after its successful launch in 2020 until 2021, when it's the time that Adami is officially being defeated. While the people, however, the roleplay community doesn't hurt that much, since that Brookhaven is also essentially a roleplay game. But however, though, on the pets community side of it, it shatters it. But however, though, is the developers still don't care. They will try launching any more updates. Essentially, Adopt Me for them is essentially a learning platform. Yeah, learning platform for them. And not when I say in the rude way, but basically, you see why today Adopt Me has tons of graphics and much more coding in it. It's essentially, Adopt Me was actually a literal coding platform or a coding station for the developers. So it's actually a win-win. Basically, people are very enjoy it, could enjoy the game so good, and because of the coding is so great, while also giving the developer a chance to rise and shine their coding system, to test on it or even master it to make it as cooler as ever. Like, yeah, the original animation is just like the X walking, not that very good, but then they changed it to the X rolling it. Yeah. And so basically, what the theory is talking about is maybe it's not true. You got tons of stuff. There are tons of options. All you gotta know is there is only one path leads to the correct way. And maybe the Devil Pets era might be not true. it might be just another garbage, of course. But yeah, I stopped me still taking the lead as the best pet game. Yeah, it's still okay, and it's still doing it till this day. It's doing the work till this day. It's still doing the greatest job ever, for my opinion, of course. While my brother and my cousin just go out ran on Rancimo on Toxic. Yeah, we don't wanna I don't wanna talk about that. Yeah. So basically, people have their own option of their favorite game in a dummy, and they could either just go on grinding streak or actually go play roleplay. And that's why Roblox was born, essentially giving you options of each path. And that is why Adopt Me is one of the paths. It's basically Robloxians have their own path. For example, they like play hardcore games, go play Jailbreak. And you want to play Piece of King and roleplay it, go play Adopt Me or Brookhaven. You want to solve or find secrets, go play Piggy and Brookhaven. Yeah. Basically, Roblox has tons of options. And in the end, it all depends on what you like. It's not basically you have like, oh, the Unsolved Mystery is greatest. Okay, I guess I will join them. No. You have your own option. You could decide on yourself on which game you liked it the most. And yeah, essentially, yeah, you can either just, well, go for it or just stick it around and later, of course. But the best thing about all Roblox do is that it's the developer and the players will have a bigger relationship, and that's why Picky wanted the Bloxy Reward 2021. Yeah, the Roblox Bloxy, they actually won by 3 games. The best game of the year, and developer, also the best YouTuber, that is Creekcraft and Military. Creekcraft, and basically he makes Piggy content. So yeah, also it goes for the Piggy. Yeah. Basically, what I meant, without Creekcraft, some change will happen. Or ever YouTuber who's popular then might change the course. For example, Flamingo or more. And that's the end of the video. Goodbye.